Hi, this is Hope, and I had a dream that I'd like to share with you. The first thing I want to mention is that I had a dream in March that I did record here in a video, and I'll put a link below. And it had to do, there were 3 dreams actually, but the last one had to do with a terrorist act. Real quickly, 2 parts that I recall were that a man brought me a business card while I was in the I was in a car. And I looked at the business card. That is similar to what happened last night in my dream, which I'll explain in a minute. The other thing is that in the car, one thing I never told you guys about because it's embarrassing, was that I was driving over people. What I had said was I was driving on a bridge going into a town, and there were people that were bloodied on the ground. Well, I had driven over them, and that was, I think I posted that dream March 12th. Couple weeks later, the Belgium and London attacks occurred where terrorists drove over people on those bridges. So I wanted to tell you about this dream from last night. I was in an airport. I was an administrator of in an airport, and a man came up to me and brought me a letter. And I had to open it with a special code or a key, and I used that code to open it. And it didn't really surprise me, the contents of the letter, but they were official. And so as I was reading this, I felt that this man was dangerous and that I should keep away from him. He worked at the airport. He was like a mechanic or something similar to that, where he worked on things. And he left to go do a job, but I knew that he was actually leaving the airport, flying away somewhere. So I went to tell a person, somebody else administrative, that he was leaving and that I felt he was dangerous, and I had to step over people. And the reason why I had to step over people in the airport was because there had been some type of incident, some type of terrorist act where many hurt and injured people and also dead people were all brought together in like a triage area in the airport. Some small incident had occurred, and I knew that this this man was going to go and do something even bigger. And it was similar, and this was in the dream even. In my mind, it was connected somehow to our 9/11 event here in America, the September 11th. And I didn't know how, I just knew it was connected. So I went to tell someone this man was leaving. Meanwhile, he actually does get on a plane and leaves. So the next thing I saw in my dream was an area of red from from Europe and the Middle East all the way over into the United States. It was like a swath or a path of red, and it covered many states in the United States, including my state of Indiana, and I kind of zoomed in to see if it was close to where I live. I knew that this was the group of terrorists that were coming over from the other countries into the United States, and they were going even further west than Indiana. That's what I saw. I saw our whole country, and the red was going even further out west, but it was close to where I live, which is probably Indianapolis. I wouldn't be surprised. So that's the second part of the dream. And the last part of the dream was a group of men somewhere it could have been the United States. I don't know. I just saw a group of men in a room, and they were waiting for this man who worked in the airport to come to them. He was the last man they needed before they could carry out their terrorist activities. And I knew I was not in that room. I just saw that this was happening. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention because some of my dreams seem to be prophetic at times. I had another dream about the Eiffel Tower, and 2 months after that there were terrorist attacks in Paris. So anyway, just bringing it to your attention, and feel free to leave comments below. And again, I'll put that link from the previous dream in the bottom description as well.